Another common use case of decorators is to enforce certain restrictions on arguments. For example, I could make a decorator that prevented a function from being called with any keyword arguments. Or I could prevent a function from being called with any numerical arguments or something like that. Let's go with the first one. So I want to make something called, I don't know, ensure no kwargs. And then whatever function I define afterwards, when I execute it, the decorated function, if I pass in keyword arguments instead of just plain arguments, then it should raise an error or it should return early or something like that. And to do this, it's pretty straightforward. First thing we should do is just define our decorator. So def ensure no kwargs. Takes a function. Let's do our boilerplate wraps fn. I've already imported that. And then define our wrapper, whatever we want to call that, with args and kwargs. And then all we really want to do is just check if there are any kwargs, then what do we want to do? It's up to us, but for now we can just raise an error or we can print. Let's raise, I think a value error would be best. We could create our own exception if we inherit from the base exception, but let's just do this. And let's just say no kwargs allowed. Sorry. Not a very professional error message. And then otherwise, we'll just do a simple return fn, and we need to just pass in args and kwargs. And then finally, we return wrapper. And we should be good. Let's test it out down here. So let's just define a really simple function called, let's go with greet, and greet just takes a name. And then all we're going to do is print an f string, hi there, and then name. Okay, and in front of it, we'll put ensure no kwargs. So now when I call greet, if I do something like greet Tony, that should work fine. Let's also use this as a check for any syntax errors. Lord knows I probably have one. Nope, it worked. Of course, the one time. And then if I tried to do instead name equals Tony using a keyword argument, perfect. We hit the value error. So we now have come up with a way of ensuring no keyword arguments with this decorator. So we could use the same idea to ensure, a certain type for all arguments, to ensure that certain arguments exist. There's different things that we can do. And I'll actually show you another example in the next video where we can ensure that the first argument is something. But we're going to make a dynamic decorator, one that we can actually pass something into. So we could say ensure first arg, and then I could pass in, I don't know, what would the first arg be? First arg is burrito or something. So that's coming up next. But for now, we've defined another decorator that helps us just ensure there's no keyword arguments in a given function.